You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Beauty and the Beast After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Beauty and the Beast After Show.
As soon as I start the episode off dancing. Hey there, Beasties, what's going on? Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. We have another exciting episode of Beauty and the Beast. I'm your host, Alikona Bradford, and joining me today, as always, is...
Hi, everybody. I am Paige Sullivan. And I'm Anik Dufour.
And today, we have a very incredible episode. There's a lot of exciting things, cliffhangers. Oh, but by the way, we kind of have a special guest. Just kind of.
We do.
I mean, he's okay.
Behind the glasses.
Ladies and gentlemen, the much anticipated JT Forbes, a.k.a. Austin Bases. Welcome.
I feel like it's more Austin Basis,
a.k.a.
backwards.
Hey.
But for you beasties,
Either
hey.
or.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you here. You've been like so great as far as just social media and talking to everybody and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, well thank you for jumping on JT Forbes Nation.
Heck yeah, are you kidding? We're like big
Paige
fans.
specifically.
I know all of you who watch our after show, you know I really like JT.
Yeah.
I can't help it. It's the one-liners. I just relate to it. I think I'm that friend. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I like JT.
Like we're kind of hoping that we get to see a lot more of him.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Yeah. Next episode, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying,
Yeah,
well, speaking of which, we got some really excellent news this week. Congratulations on season 2.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yay! So, round of applause. I mean, that must feel pretty great because your fans are so incredibly dedicated. From you had the How Brave Is Your Love. I mean, all of these things. What does it feel like to be on the receiving end of all that?
Well, it was awesome too because 2 days after we got picked up, they did a Beasties Love Austin. Trended. It was like, they're just in true Beastie fashion. Every time they choose to do something, they kind of accomplish it. People's Choice. It started with the People's Choice, and then from there on, winning every online poll that I could think of.
Seriously.
It was just we kind of almost have them to thank for our second season.
Exactly.
Because they're just incorrigible.
Yeah. Well, we say the fans, like, they won't stop. They won't quit.
No.
At all. Until there was a season 2 when we got it.
One of my hashtags was "Don't Stop BAT Believing."
Right? Don't stop.
That's
Get it.
Yeah.
See, so I had a song dedication to all the fans. So, Marissa, if you could cue that one for me. A little dance break, a little celebration.
We'll let Alikona do it. She's
Yeah,
the dancer
Let's.
on our show.
My maestro. Hey!
I just don't ever. What are we doing, guys?
I mean,
Yeah,
could we get
do
some
that.
happy dance?
What is it?
Should we be dancing?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know this dance. What's going on?
My jam, what?
I don't know that dance.
We
She's
dated
too young.
ourselves.
I know, right?
We're old.
Okay, so never mind. Moment's over.
Too
Apparently.
legit to quit.
I know this song. I just don't know the whatever
do you,
we were
do you
doing.
know who sings this song?
MC.
Hammer.
go.
No, I do know. Okay, you guys caught me off guard. It's late. It's late. I'm in beastie
It's not
mode.
hammer time. It's
Yeah, I'm in beastie mode.
time.
I'm in beastie mode, not hammer time.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you, and we talked about this briefly before the show. Do you think, we were saying social media played a huge role
Yes.
this season. Do you think that had something to do with you guys getting picked up?
Oh,
Or?
totally. Because I feel like a lot of the CW audience doesn't necessarily watch in the traditional way that, let's say, a Nielsen ratings, rate. They
Right.
rate on TV. They rate, based on their boxes and their information is based on that stuff, and they're slowly incorporating social media, whether it's buzz or online viewings, into those figures. But right now it's not part of it really, and so I think the CW, above all other networks, really follows that, and because of that, and because of the the beasties being out there and being on social media all the time, whether it's Facebook or internet, the Instagram, Get Glue, all these social outlets, they just had that impact, and I feel really pushed us into a second season. There's also the show is getting better and more intriguing, and I like to take some credit for that, but the writers, I think, would take more credit, because they just started writing these awesome episodes and twisting and turning the plot and really pulling an audience in and dragging them along with cliffhangers almost virtually every episode, to the point where within an episode there are cliffhangers at every commercial break. And so when you get the audience drummed up like that, and they're on social media while they're watching the show, and they're on Twitter and Facebook, and they're tweeting and trending, I think it really has an effect, and I think advertisers ultimately are going to look at that and see,
But how much of it do you think, as far as not finding out about season 2 just yet, do you think that was partially just to keep people hanging because there was so much going on? Because I watched the show and I hear how many fans there are, and I'm thinking, how did you not get renewed sooner?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know everything that goes into it. I couldn't tell you. I was one of the people, and I told this to not very few people, because you don't want to say, oh, we're gonna get picked up for a second season, but you kind of just have a feeling, and I felt like, I actually felt we were gonna get picked up early for a second season, and when Supernatural and Arrow and the Vampire Diaries got picked up early, we were kind of, and we didn't, and we were kind of like, okay, so we're the next show. And then they started talking about Heart of Dixie, so it started getting to be this are we the next show, or are we that last show? And turns out we weren't the last show, and we were the next show, and it just wasn't until 2 weeks before up front. So
for a while it was like a toss-up, though. It was we didn't know if it was going to be renewed or if it's going to be canceled, so you're kind of on the edge of your seat.
I think that was primarily based on the actual numbers,
right.
And those are kind of cold hard facts as it as TV viewing goes. But when it comes to insider knowledge and where the story was going, where we knew the story was going, and the writers, and also Mark Pedowitz and the network, they knew where the potential and the storylines that were opening up and just starting to kind of get out to the viewing audience. Then there's I think that factored into it more than a measly kind of number based on a some integer or whatever, an equation that is worked out based on 25,000 people watching.
And like you've said, though, the show really has evolved, because even us coming into it as hosts, most hosts come into it as super fans already, but we'd never watched the show. None of us knew what it was, and it's taken on a whole new life, I think, since the beginning of the show. And we were just kind of figuring it out. And like you were saying, now there's just cliffhangers, and they're literally pulling us back in every episode. And I'm not one for the mushy stuff, so the relationship isn't what gets me every episode. It's just kind of the mystery of everything. So I don't know, but it just seems like you said, there's so much more to be seen from this show. And if they were to end it this season, especially after what we saw in the previews, I would be pretty upset.
And especially after the cliffhanger for the season finale.
Oh, well, we don't even know.
Of course you don't know. But it's I was like, they can't end it there, because people would be crazy.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, you said you're not the mushy type, but there was an audible awe at the end of the episode tonight. And come on. Yes, right.
Because I was sitting next to him, and I told him, I'm not one, I'm not.
You had already seen it. I'm not one for she knows, because she's always like, oh, and then they kissed, and I'm like, okay, we're over that. But that was very cute. I think it was less about the romance. In this episode, it was more about just what all of it meant. It's 10 years, it's they met, and her mother, and just a whole emotional ball of fun.
Yeah. Feels like 10 years since the pilot.
It
because
does.
The show has evolved so much, and so much information has come and gone, and stories have traveled down these roads, and the whole, Alex thing, that was a whole
eons ago.
chapter. Yeah, eons ago. And, I think, like there was a previous draft of the script that was going to go back to the salty dog that, where the show opened up. And I thought that would have been nice, but it just didn't work into the way the script evolved. But like that type of thing where you're like, when I read that in the script, I kind of said, oh my God, it's been a year. Like we were filming it and it was a year since we've done the pilot. So a lot has changed within the show and, within the audience too.
Do you guys ever get a script and read it and then go back to the writers and be like, oh, come on, can we have this happen? Or because for a long time, I know nobody knew when the kiss was going to happen and all that other stuff.
What the great part about TV too, I think, is that unfortunately, there's probably a 4-episode lag between when a show airs and then the audience reacts to it. So 3 shows have been already written and kind of shot and edited before that show airs. So once that happens, and like let's say the Alex thing where people responded and they were like, oh, what's going on, we want them to kiss, blah blah blah, I think that was evolving already, that had been written already. So it was kind of, when we got the back 9, the first episode was like, all right, we're kissing now. This episode they're having, they're making love, and then it was kind of, I think, directly, and that's awesome because it's a collaborative thing. I feel like the audience is participating. They're not gonna, cow to, be subject to every whim of the audience, because it's so subjective, and they have their full arcs of the characters in the story. But it's nice to know that a show will respond that way, and whether it's the actors on social media or the writers listening to the response and hearing what the fans want and giving it to them, that's, I think, a great thing in a lot of ways. Not everything they want, but just little things here and there.
Right.
We had a viewer who'd actually asked us, what kind of backstories did you guys create as far as like you and Jay, when you were talking? Obviously, probably the writers give you a little bit stuff that we don't know, but did you guys sit around and kind of brainstorm things about your childhood or what have you?
Well, because we were like so swept up in going, and we all moved to Toronto, so there's a whole process that goes into that, and so a lot of it was just about I come from acting school and kind of do all the character background and backstory. And sometimes you get a chance to talk and discuss that with the other actors, but sometimes you just do it on your own. And in my case, I did it on my own, and I was a little proactive with the executive producers because I know, as I was talking about before, you're living a life that's being written as you're living it. So you don't really know, and the writers don't really know what they're going to do in episode 15 when they're writing episode 2. So when I talked to Sherry and Jennifer, I talked about what I thought, was the backstory, and they gave me a lot of good stuff that almost in every episode has run through, what JT and Vincent's backstory was, and when they met, because it makes a difference if you were college buddies, roommates, and, then hung out, afterwards and lived together as roommates, or you grew up on the same block, you were kids, you went to school together, your families knew each other. There's almost like more of a relative thing, like he was my brother as opposed to my best friend. So that makes a difference because I have a brother, and I also have friends, and there's a big difference, there's a bigger connection, or there's just a blood connection with your brother, and it when it comes down to it, I'm not gonna say friends are disposable, but brothers aren't indisposable.
Right.
So it's like, I would do anything for my brother, so that kind of plays into everything I do with JT and Vincent,
And you see also, we know that Vincent would do anything for his brothers as well, seeing as he joined the army after they were killed.
Exactly.
And so I think that stuff like that does play a huge part in the character development and where the show goes. And we see that as viewers of it. So.
Yeah. And also, this is also stuff that you always ask, is there something that people don't know that we'll never find out? And those things help too, because it doesn't matter if the audience is not going to know it or will never find it out in an episode. If it's there and you're playing it, it's just another level and another detail that adds the 3-dimensionality to a character that starts out on, you know, words on a page, and then you have to bring it to life. So the more layers and the more fully rounded you can make the character, the better it's going to appear, and the more relaxed you're going to be when I have to do like the comedy or the drama or whatever. It all plays in, you know, second nature at some point.
Interesting. So was
I think about it a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you should.
That's
It's
what
your
makes
job.
I was gonna say that's what makes a really great actor. I also wanted to ask you too a little bit about the life, because I'm sure all of us want to know what you guys are doing when you're not recording the show. So tell us about life on set.
Well, life on set is it goes in like it's kind of peaks and valleys where it depends on how the shooting's going that day. If we're running behind and it's all business and it's kind of like do your lines, and if we got the script late or we got it, or it depends. Some people are memorizing their lines. Like Jay and Kristen get their scripts and it changes every day. So you get the first script, and then as the days go on in that episode, it's 8-day episodes. So each day, the next day's scenes get changed. So you almost have to be constantly memorizing. And so when that happens, the more that happens, the more business it is. And then sometimes it just gets silly, you know, like the giggling and especially the late hours. You know, I've been lucky I haven't done too many late, long days, but, you know, they dance, sing, giggle, and, you know, like especially working with Kristen and Nina more in these past couple episodes, it's just like, you know, it's like two little bees buzzing around, you know, it's like all the guys are like, they're just doing their, you know, their thing. And it's like they're laughing, they're giggling, they're screwing around, and it's like, can we just get the scene done, like, and move on? But you know, that's how it's almost like a fraternity or, you know, sorority in that way, where you work together so long and you're on set for so many hours that you just develop the different dynamics and rapport with every actor individually, and it's fun.
So who came up with the idea of the set tour?
When we were like, you know, we got to take advantage of the social media thing and really kind of give the, you know, the Beastie fandom, BATB Nation, was a kind of writer started. I'm not sure exactly whose idea it was, but Pammy, who is one of the, she's actually a script supervisor. So she takes care of like getting the script from the writer's office in LA to us in Toronto. But she does more than that. So she was just like, I'm gonna edit them. Here's, you know, like, take a camera, go in, we'll work it out with the crew. And we basically filmed it all in like a couple hours. And we did we worked out kind of like little bits that we may do, and we kind of mapped it out, but nothing like scripted. And then me and Nina just went in there and just like had some fun and threw them, you know, through the not the JPEGs, the videos over to, like, I was like, JPEGs, it'd be like,
right, still frame.
Like, still frame, the flip book. We should do that. But it was just, and then, you know, kind of Pammy edited them all, and, you know, some of them came out awesome. Some of them I was like embarrassed about. I was like, we got a little silly there, but it was fun.
Well, everybody gets a little silly now.
I think we enjoyed it. It was a way for us to get to know you outside of JT.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Not that much difference, but JT's a little more high-strung and nervous, and I'm a little more happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, he seems always on edge. But I have to say, I was thinking, I don't know why this episode came into my head, but you have a great wardrobe. You get to wear just like sweatshirts and jeans.
I get to wear this.
Yeah,
exactly.
You have like what I wish I could wear to work every day.
Well, that's no coincidence. Well, Catherine Ashton, who's he's actually on Twitter, and she's like, she has her feasties. Her fashion beasties. So,
yes.
you know, so she was, when she came on board, she like, there's so many processes, like every department changes a little throughout the course of a 22 episode season. But when she came on board, we just had a sit down and talked about exactly what I thought, you know, JT would wear because of his circumstance, living in a warehouse and, you know, not having an amazing fashion sense, but, you know, wearing the same stuff that we rotate. He has one tie. If you have noticed, like, the ties I wear in the episode, I have one tie, which is like hers, you know, her influence more than me. She was like, let's just use the same tie. It's like, you know, why would he have another tie? He's a professor and he works in a lab most of the time.
That's true.
So it's like comfortable clothes and kind of getting into that, that he's got to do work with his hands and brain, and so he doesn't have to worry about like looking good or shaving. Or,
Right, right.
I felt my wife was like, I finally shaved this week when we left, and she was like, thank you. She hated it. It was like, but it's like, I
part of your
shaved twice
character.
in 1 year, twice. That's it.
Wow. Hey.
It's crazy.
He's got a good life.
Where's JT's girlfriend?
I know, right? I don't know.
She just disappeared.
No. Well, actually, next episode, I don't think I'm teasing too much, but it's like he's getting ready to kind of go on a date and meet her parents.
Oh.
But the problem is you never see her, and
Yeah.
so that dynamic that we had in the Saturn Returns, and even in I guess the episodes after was Worth, where we have the little Skype chat. There was actually another scene that had to get edited out because the episode was too long. That was awesome. It was an awesome scene when I'm like, I got to go check if Mutation. There was this episode, I think, right after we came back that I had to go check with Sarah about Mutation because she was an earth sciences professor, and so we shot this scene, and it was awesome. I felt, and it's just timing wise, and for like the plot points and the way the episode was constructed. It just didn't. It didn't need to be there, unfortunately. But it was an awesome scene, and maybe if we push enough, we'll see it in the DVD. Like deleted scenes or whatever.
Yeah.
It's hard to think of any of them though having a life outside of, Vincent and the Muirfield thing, because Kat, they can have a relationship because they're in it, together. You couldn't really bring her into this, so
I couldn't.
It almost doesn't make sense sometimes. In these past few episodes where it's been really intense into all the battles and things like that and the sewers, you wouldn't take her on a date down there. So,
but I would like to see him flex his like romance muscle because all the advice.
There's
the flash mob and.
I think there's an interesting scene coming up that is not so romantic necessarily as. JT getting his Mac on a little, or thinking that he is, and kind of
swag.
a little flirtation stuff, and then it's interesting, but because it's in such a weird circumstance.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's in the finale.
Well, if you don't know already, Alikona's a big fan of the Tess and JT thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't see it, and I'm kind of glad to hear that your girlfriend's still around. But she wants that to
I think it
happen.
would be really cute.
My wife does too. It's
Really?
weird. Yeah.
Thank you.
Totally.
High five in the air.
Yeah.
Because I like the way you guys play with each other as far as like this. You guys are both really quick-witted. You know what I mean? So I think, I don't know.
But he's so high-strung, I feel like she would stress him out. He'd be like, ugh.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it'd be like, quip, wise ass remark, sarcasm, and then a kiss.
I love you.
It would be like this, like
The perfect
total
relationship.
sexual romantic tension, and then we may kiss, and then she'd slap me like a moonshot.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan
I
of
can
it.
see that. Yeah.
That'd be
Tess
great.
slapping JT
Right.
and him saying,
I like
Do
it.
it again.
exactly, do it again. Oh my God. Glutton for punishment.
Right?
Well, if any of you at home think you'd like to see Tess and JT, because apparently Austin's wife agrees with all of you, I'm the odd man out. So you can let us know on iTunes. You can rate, comment. Definitely watch this episode because we have our wonderful guest here.
Yes.
So make sure you check that out. And we're also streaming now on your iPhone, iPad, and Android. So make sure you check that out. You can take us on the go with you now. So if you're at work and you're not really supposed to be watching us, you can sneak it on your phone. So make sure you check out iTunes and check out all of our AfterBuzz TV shows.
So, speaking of relationships, I'm jumping around the episode. We haven't really even talked about the episode
know.
tonight.
Let's dive in.
But I do want to talk about.
Distracting.
I want to talk about the Tess Joe relationship.
Okay, I can't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
He was a jerk. I'm sorry.
I dislike him more and more each episode. I really liked him, and so did he leave his wife? Do you know if that's something we just missed?
I don't want to talk about that because I'm not sure what stayed in episodes and what has been filmed, and
Okay.
because I know there's
now.
a scene where he's talked about it.
But-
So and I think maybe it was a couple episodes ago where he talked about it.
Well,
and-
he's mentioned it, but I didn't know if it was I figured we'd see it, that we
Yeah.
would see
Right.
that happen.
Well, because they were talking about going public or not going public, and they made it seem like the reason was because of work, not necessarily because of his wife being in the way, right?
Right, and that got pushed back anyways because of the death of his brother, and then he didn't, he was dealing with that, and so I just think he's super not controlling, but he cares more. He's too selfish. He cares more
Exactly.
about
Thank
himself
you.
than he cares about Tess. He wanted her to transfer, then comes around at the end to the idea of her staying.
But I was like, when he said that, how dare you? It was like, there's this
audible. That was audible too. Everyone's like, what?
Yeah. Because we're thinking maybe he might take the transfer. Oh, I found it for you. Huh?
Well, yeah, he's selfish. And I feel like this whole episode, though, the men need to go to counseling. I mean, Vincent was crazy.
Right.
JT was all right.
JT was good. Yeah, he was good. He was the one who's like, here's your candle. And then he breaks it. But I don't know. I felt like I was hating on all the guys this episode besides JT because Vincent was telling her what to do and Joe was telling Tess what to do. And I just wanted to be like, oh, God, just like hit them or something. Tell them to stop because, I mean, it's just frustrating to watch. It was frustrating to watch, and it's so surprising to me to ever watch a girl like Tess
take it.
Even take it to the point where she's still with him. I mean, she doesn't really take it. She says, you want me to transfer? I'm not doing it. But she doesn't leave him.
Yeah, I'm waiting for her to be like, deuces.
Yeah, but she's...
I can't. She would say that.
Yeah,
she might.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so frustrating to watch.
He's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Joe, I can't deal with him. Yeah. I can't anymore.
No, I like him. I just don't like him with Tess.
I don't like him.
I don't know if you even like him, to be honest with you.
You think I'm convincing myself I like him?
Maybe, just a little bit.
No, because I think he was a good boss at first. Before everything happened with his brother, I did like him. Even more so. And I understand he went through an emotional time. He was just acting crazy. And he had those trigger-happy guys. And it was too much for me. But I'm sure, when anybody goes through an emotional breakdown, it's stressful and you have hard times.
Take a leave of absence.
Which he should have. He shouldn't have been working on the case, but we've discussed that. But I just think there were so many things wrong that now I just wish one thing could be right, and I wish they would resolve this. And I just don't think cheating's ever okay. So I think in this situation, I don't think it will ever work for me. I don't think I'll ever be happy with that.
I know.
No.
Yeah, like even if he did leave his wife and they ended up together, it still would be like,
Well, because he's just going to, when she does end up moving to another precinct or whatever, he's just going to cheat with the next detective.
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Amen.
Right?
Which I don't necessarily know is true because, I mean, I'm not a cheater, so I don't know if that's like a repeat offender kind of thing. But I just think, how could she ever trust him?
It's a trust thing.
Yeah. It might not be the fact that he'll actually do it. It's just you can't ever trust that he won't do it.
But it's an audience thing, too. If you see someone do things like that, whether it's cheating or, do something illegal or, you don't trust that person, and it takes a while for an audience to watch a character evolve from that and make up for that. And he's trying, he's trying to do it. And the question is whether he'll be able to do it. He'll probably be able to do it with Tess before he does it with the audience.
Well, anyways, the girl's always easier to forgive. Easier to forgive.
Yeah.
But that is a good point. It's hard for me to trust him, and just like it's hard for us to trust Gabe, and for Vincent to trust Gabe, which is
which was a huge topic on tonight's episode. Mm-hmm. We were talking about it being a mom-iversary.
Yeah.
It was. I don't know how I feel about him.
Gabe?
Yeah.
I don't like him. Well, I go through phases. Like, he's so endearing, and then other times you're like, whoa, he's conniving. Yeah. Like, I don't know who he is.
He's a lawyer.
Well, hey. Now we know
what and he's not only a lawyer, but,
he's the
he's
ADA.
Else.
And he's,
right.
Yeah.
Ulterior motives.
Yeah.
But doesn't it seem like he'll do something sweet and kind of pull Kat in, and then behind her back he'll do something and we're up in arms?
Where's the blonde girl? That's what I want to know.
She's not answering his phone. Isn't that what he said? He said something along the lines.
Wasn't he talking to her at the end there?
Well, he was on the phone.
Tyler.
Yeah, so maybe he was, but we haven't seen her this episode.
No. She'll be in
next episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just seems like he has ulterior motives, but at the same time, you feel for him and think he might really have a connection to Kat because of her mother, and that is something that he holds, inside of him because it was the only good person he had in his life at the time.
Right.
So, it's hard.
That's a lot. That's a lot of information, even for a cat to absorb, as far as... Like, I thought it was really weird when he was reciting some of the things that she was doing in her life the time she was at
creepy.
the recital or something. That's weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I'd be like, you were like a little kid. Why do you even remember that? It's like it's ingrained in his memory.
Because that was the only, if you think about, the sympathy.
Interaction.
It was the only positive things that happened to him in that environment. And, to, survival mode, to get through some of that stuff, you're going to hold on to the positive things. It's like if you have, a fight with someone before they pass away, you're not going to be like, you're going to hold them up. I remember when I called you a bitch.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh my God, remember that time when we were like, you know, went on the boardwalk or whatever. And I feel like that's the thing. And he kind of lived vicariously all these years through Kat and all her stories, and like, you know, it kind of got sloppy seconds, like got the VHS when it was old, and you know they stopped watching whatever, the
Pink Panther.
Airplane.
It
was Pink Panther. We should do a French off.
Yes.
A British off.
I'm like, no, I don't even know how to start.
And I can.
Alikona's Eliza Doolittle.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh, goodness. Well, it was sad, though, to see that her mom's been gone for 10 years. The one thing that I thought was strange, though, was that they do that little celebration to celebrate her, the pizza and the songs and stuff. Yeah. But that, for me, I feel like that's kind of like, I would find it painful to do that every single year.
Yeah, but I get it. Instead of being mourning and sad over somebody, celebrate their life. A lot of people say that.
No, I think a lot of people do things like that. I just wonder, you know, eating her pizza, that would make me sad. You know, I'd want to do something fun that she would know, would make her happy. Right. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know, I got real sad when I saw Heather wearing her mom's clothes.
Well, at first I was going to say, I wanted to say, was she a nurse now? Because we haven't seen her in a while. And I was like, is she a nurse? Yeah. And then she said, I'm wearing mom's scrubs, which was so sad. Yeah.
She's been in my spin class.
Oh, that's where she's been.
That's where she's been.
Nicole?
Yeah. Take the same spin class.
She's so cute.
She is cute. We don't necessarily love Heather all the time, but we're not supposed to.
Nicole is adorable.
Yeah. She looks cute. I mean,
when Gabe, I just love the part when Gabe said that he, you know, why he was going to Vanessa, that he had an anemic thing. She's like, oh my God. Oh my God, you know, it's just like...
She probably doesn't even know what being anemic is.
Right. No. She's like, oh my God, that's like a life-threatening disease.
She's a typical little sister on the show, though.
Totally.
For sure. I can see my sister in her. Sorry. Sarah.
She's like watching the show.
She doesn't watch, so it's fine. But I mean, it was cute and it was sad, but also there was a happy twist on it because Vincent and her have their anniversary, kind of.
They do.
It's the anniversary of when they met, correct? I mean,
when he saved her last, right? Yeah. The first time he saved her.
The very first time.
I have an inkling, though, he knew about her before then.
You think
like,
so? Yeah.
Stalker-wise and protection-wise, like, for, you know, her mother. Right. Like, protecting her mother. But they didn't actually meet. Mm-hmm. And he might not have even known about her until he actually saw her. You know?
Right.
That he knew his doctor had daughters. And then, all of a sudden, his... you know, this person he's trying to protect gets shot, and then he
assumes the role.
Protect, like, if I can't protect her mom, then I'm going to protect her and do everything I can.
It really is like an animal instinct in him now. I know we know he's turning into an animal basically, but it's crazy how intense that feeling he has is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because at first it was like he's just being a guy. He's being super jealous, and he's like, it's not a jealousy thing for me. It's a protection thing.
Yeah.
Which is weird. What if a guy like followed you all the time? Like he follows her all the time. Yeah. Like in real life, if that were happening, I'd be like, Mom, call the cops.
If he looked like that, I mean, I wouldn't mind.
How do you think you found her at like you know, going upstate and the farmhouse?
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Is that
dude?
He picked up the scent.
I was about to say that. I was gonna say, is he gonna smell her the whole way there because he had no idea?
That was a line change actually. He was like, remember when he says. I knew, how did you know my mom wasn't in the grave? Yeah. He said, I sensed it. And I think originally, what'd you sense it, she says? And I think the original line was, did you smell it? It just sounded so odd in that format, but it's true. It's like, you know, you euphemistically said, he said, I sensed it, you know? Mm-hmm. Or did you sense it? Because smelling your dead mom in a grave
oh gosh,
is kind of a weird,
morbid, image. Gross, yeah. But that is true. I was wondering how he got there, but we never question it because once he's there, you know, he saves her. So we're never like, oh, well, how did he get there?
Right.
So.
But would you guys be ticked off if he knew, you or her, and he knew your mom was missing for her grave months ago? Would that
years ago, wasn't it years?
I thought you said months.
She said months.
Months? Oh, okay.
I would. I definitely
You'd be mad?
would. I'd be mad at him. I'd be like, you know, you could have told me.
It's an honesty
after all that
thing.
we've gone through, you know, it's like.
Yeah, but then again, it's his protection thing, so.
Yeah.
There's a line there, though, you know, that
it's weird that she has a new grave, though. Like, they moved her just to bury her.
I understand that.
Well, we don't know. They're going to dig into it, but it's strange. It's strange and also nice to know that they took, you know, the liberty to bury her again and at least remember her in some way. They didn't just take her body and
Well, he also said, if you notice, and this is where the writing is really good, when they see the grave and they go to it, he's like, there's a body in there. Like, confirming. He didn't say, your mom's in there.
Yeah.
So it's like, they always leave that stuff open because you never know.
Yeah, it's like the Alex thing when she was on the bus.
Yeah.
And I think she's coming back. Like, I think she's going to come back. But
As
they
a
make you
beast.
feel like...
Another female beast.
No, it was just one of those things. I felt like it was a great way to end it because she could have either been killed or she's coming back and they're just following her. So that is true. They always leave things and we're like, is it happening?
Well, it's like the theory with Evan too. I mean, clearly he got shot multiple times, but at the same time we saw this lab prior and it's got all these like pieces of body parts and it's like,
Frankenstein.
And setting it up for unending possibilities.
Really,
Exactly.
I know.
Never-ending possibilities.
You never know who's going to walk out the next door as a beast.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So. I mean, I kind of want to get to the fun part. Not that this isn't fun, but you know, we were talking about it, but we have a Twitter follower that was asking us to do a word off. I'm like, a British word off? I don't know what that is. I tried to Google it and it did nothing. So this
I don't know what that is.
This is
either.
what
Sounds a little suggestive, I think.
So this is what I've come up with. I've created my own game.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a little bit of trivia, a little cast trivia.
Ooh.
We're going to see how well he really knows his cast members. So it's just that you have to answer.
To speak in a British accent.
You have to speak in a British
Just you
accent.
two.
Just us. And this is what's going to happen. Okay.
Can I have the pen and the paper, please?
Yes.
We'll judge.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
10.
I am
You're
going
gonna
to
take time.
I am going to ask you 15 questions about your cast members to
Oh
see
my
how
God.
well you know them. You will have 10 seconds to answer, and Paige.
God, I'm nervous.
Oh, blast! Blimey! And Anik, since you have the phone, you are going to time him with the 10 minutes and tell him when 10
10 minutes? 10
10
seconds?
seconds.
10
You have
seconds.
10 minutes per answer, so take your time.
10 minutes.
Take your time.
There's only 10 minutes left in the show.
Okay, let me type in so I can get my questions. Are you nervous?
Do you know a lot about your fellow castmates?
Well, we'll see.
Do you delve into the...
I guess we'll have to see, though.
Are you ready, Anik? I'm probably killing
if I
this
knew how to
accent
do that,
right
I would
now.
be.
You're murdering it.
Blast!
Oh, well, then there we go.
There you go. You
Okay.
just press start and then
But then
reset
again, you're
it.
from
technically-
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Little Brooklyn
Technology
accent.
challenge.
You just go
I know.
when he doesn't get it.
I could do that really easily.
Brooklyn.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys
hey,
ready?
you're
Are you
from
ready?
New York.
Ready?
New York.
Okay.
Hey, wait. Don't look at
You
me.
want me to
Oh,
start?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Do you want me to start
Look
after
away.
you asked a question?
Yes, as soon as I ask the question, I'm going to need you to start the timer. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, question number 1. What is Jay Ryan's real name?
Bunyan.
Yes.
His name's Bunny.
Okay.
His last name.
Yes, okay.
Oh.
Ready?
His lost name.
Before Beauty and the Beast, Kristen played what
10
character?
seconds.
Run along.
That was
Oh, dang it.
Well,
that
okay.
was 1.
Oh, 2. Okay.
Oh, no,
okay,
after
ready?
the next question,
Ready?
start over.
Okay, we're gonna start over.
Okay.
Okay.
What is Max Brown's zodiac sign?
Oh, God. Zodiac sign.
Are you counting?
I'm just going to say Aries.
Nope, he's an Aquarius.
Oh.
Blimey.
Dawning of the age
Okay.
of Aquarius.
Kristen is of what 2 ethnicities?
Dutch and Chinese.
Yes. Okay. Question number 6. Before Brian White was an actor, he was what?
He was a professional football player and lacrosse player and businessman.
Yes. What type of businessman?
Wall Street. I don't know. Something with money.
Stockbroker.
There you
Yes.
go. Wall
You were
Street.
cool. He was
There you
he
go.
was-
And what team did he play on when he played football?
Patriots.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my
He's
kind of
good.
man.
Okay. What's Jay Ryan's favorite color?
But I'm a Giant fan, so
Well,
they
get
beat
out.
the Patriots
Get out.
twice.
I don't want to talk
Um,
about that.
So whose favorite color?
Where's your
Oh,
accent?
sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
Jesus.
Whose favorite color?
Yeah, Jay Ryan.
You
Black.
sound more
Oh.
Australian to me.
Shoot. Sorry to all the British beasties out there.
every piece of wardrobe he wears is black.
Time up, it was electric blue.
Ooh.
Not just blue, electric
That's so
blue.
Kiwi of him.
Okay, Nina is in what movie with Meryl Streep?
Oh, Devil Wears Prada?
Oh, very good.
Love it.
Oh, good? What's good?
Good.
Good.
That's a little
German.
little-
Arr. And pirates, what?
Man.
That's Eastern European.
Okay, when is Jay Ryan's birthday?
Oh, I don't know.
What?
Oh. Excuse me.
August 29th,
Pardon me?
1981.
Oh.
Okay.
Giving away his age,
Oops, sorry.
August what?
Google did that.
August 29th. So
29th.
Better mark that in your
save the
calendar.
dates.
I'm sure the Beasties will remind me.
Oh, do it.
They will. They
Yeah.
will.
So, question number 12. What is the name of Kristen's British bulldog?
Oh, British Bulldog? I
Yes.
didn't even know she had a British Bulldog. Chuck.
No, it's Dublin.
That's Irish?
It's
British?
Irish.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's like a conflict of interest,
You
isn't
should
it?
have to take that up with her.
Yeah. The Queen will not approve of that.
Off with your head.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
not anymore.
Oh.
That's
okay.
France.
Question number 13. We are almost done. What 2 shows is Nicole Anderson best known for?
Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
And I don't know the other one.
Oh.
Some Disney show.
No, Make It or Break It. It's
ABC
gymnastics.
Stars.
Oh, yes, right.
Is she really a gymnast?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So Kristen has a
Oh,
what?
she was. Yeah.
Oh, what belt does she have in karate?
I'm gonna say black belt.
No.
No.
Purple.
Purple.
Me.
Suits her.
Yes.
The color.
Last
suits
one.
her.
Repeat after me.
Okay. Oh.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many people? Oh, shit.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
Amen.
Yeah.
How many did you get right?
Wait,
Okay,
That was pretty good. I was
You did
nervous,
pretty good.
and I felt pretty good about it.
No, you did pretty good. I think
Even
you
if I
got
get
4
passing,
wrong.
it's a passing
Yeah, you got
grade.
like 4
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
So you definitely passed because I actually lost count after 7 because I thought I was with you guys. I was marking them, and then you're like number 12, and I was like, wait, did I just not take score for like
I
5
think
of
I
them?
got 5 wrong. I may have gotten
You
5
might have
wrong.
gotten 5 wrong.
That's
We'll
okay,
give you
pretty
5.
good.
Honesty is the best policy.
That's very
In
true.
England or the United States.
But you didn't get important
Or
ones
Canada.
wrong, you know.
I know.
You didn't. So
They're really important
But
ones.
besides the birthday, I mean, you should probably know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he know
August
yours?
20th. Probably not.
No, I know. It's okay. As long as you know your family's birthdays, then you're
Yes,
good.
I
Then
know.
you're clear.
And
You're
your
all-
wife.
With all these
Wife.
birthday
And the wife.
counters
Yeah.
on the internet and
They'll, like-
iPhone, it's like
I know. You just set
who
an
need-
alarm.
I don't know anyone's number anymore, you know?
I still don't know my house phone though. Call my mom on that.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave that to when they're like, can I have your phone number? I'm like, yep. And I just give them the house phone. I'm like, I'll
Some
never
random
answer
guy
that.
calls.
No, I mean at the store, not.
I thought you meant outside. I was like,
No. Oh gosh, that's so funny. No.
So wait, I have to ask you. Do you have what's your most embarrassing moment on set?
just usually it's not remembering my lines, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll admit this openly. I'm a total in the summer I sweat, so in the winter it's fine. I'm like usually perfect, but it was really hot in the warehouse for the first 3 months of shooting, and we were shooting in humid weather, and I was just like. It's one of those things where I'm like, do you see any spots? It was like,
Do they have backup shirts?
How many pits? Oh yeah, totally. Total backup shirts, total doubles on all the wardrobe, even when I don't do stunts. And that's why I wear patterned shirts.
That's nice.
Little secret.
That's a good trick.
Yeah.
People at home, if you sweat a lot.
Take it
Patterns.
from
Patterns.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
funny. And black. And black.
Always bet on black.
Oh, well, hey, they say that. They do say that. So
Yeah.
that's funny. Are you doing anything right now? I know you're home for the summer, but are you doing? Whoa.
What happened?
Are you doing anything acting wise this summer? I know you've done theater in the past. I didn't know if you were part of anything here in LA.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of get involved, jump from because we're pretty locked into Toronto for the most part, and we really can't do too much else. I mean, I could do a film or TV guest star through the next 2 months, but most network shows are done.
Yeah, they're
so
all
it would have
done.
to be a cable show or movie. So if that happens, it would be great. But it's nice to know that I'll have work in July and I
Right.
can enjoy my friends and family. And if something else comes up, I'm all game. Especially something totally different than JT.
Yeah.
I heard that you
murderer
I was just gonna say, I
crazy.
heard
Yeah,
that you
love
like
it.
doing the evil roles.
Yeah. Because I don't really do it that much. It's always nice guy, best friend, buddy, confidant, and there's a little danger
Dark
in there. There's a little
side.
dark side. and I was born in Brooklyn, and so
It's rough.
That's right. I want to hear the
know.
Brooklyn accent.
Brooklyn
New
accent.
York.
Yeah.
I can't. It's hard to do when you
Oh my
you
God.
try to cover it up for so many years.
She's from Boston. You're from Boston.
I try to cover it up, but I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
pack my cast somewhere if you want.
Yeah. And the Habitat, yeah.
Well, no. Yeah, it's very crowded.
Exactly.
No, yeah, you work. I must imagine. Did you have to really work it getting rid of that accent? Well, not getting rid of it,
still comes
but
out every now and then. You know, it's mainly the R's and the T's and the D's. Like, don't really pronounce T's at the end. It's like D. You know, everything's a D. So like I'm going to the store.
Yeah.
You know, like. So I could say I'm going to the store. The R's are a little easier at the end, but when you get all excited or like relaxed, you just kind of forget about it. But when you're playing a biochemist,
it's easy to forget.
Well, you have to remember it because some of these words I have to look up on the internet for the pronunciation. Do
you ever wonder what they are? You're like, what is this that I'm saying?
Oh, totally, all the time. Like probably once an episode, and I have to look it up on WebMD or like. Science.com or I don't even know if that's a real website.
Science.com.
It sounded real. Biochemistry.com.
Yes. WebMD.
I don't doubt
WebMD.
it is.
WebMD is real.
It is real.
Yeah.
Don't use it to diagnose yourself.
No.
I tell you.
You'll walk away thinking you have like 8 diseases by the time you're done. I've done that before.
Oh my God.
Oh, so funny.
You're also a huge advocate for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
Yeah.
Because you were diagnosed with diabetes at a young age.
Yeah.
At 9, I think, right?
Yeah,
It
right
was?
when I was right before I turned 9. It was like my 9th birthday present.
Aww.
And my dad had a candy store.
Oh, did he really?
And I can't have sugar. Yeah, totally. But it's kind of the story of my life that way, where everything is with a grain of salt, and there is sugar-free candy, and there is It was a guide to not really dive into the candy every time, we on the weekends. And my parents were good about it anyway. They didn't really let me have too much sugar, like sugar cereals. I kind of leaned towards the healthier cereals anyway. So when I got diabetes, it wasn't that big of a shift, and I was very active. But, living with it, and it's kind of helped me organize my life in a way that aids in being a successful actor and being kind of on top of myself as a a diabetic, health-wise, diet-wise. It kind of translates to the real world, with my career and financials, and just being kind of the best actor I could be. So it's
Do you have any foundations or anything that you like to work with?
Well, JDRF, JDRF International. I did when I was in Canada. Being in Canada, stuck there for the show. But there was a Kids for the Cure lobby day that the JDRF Canada organized to have kids from all the different provinces petition the government for more funding for research. And Toronto, Ontario specifically, is where insulin was discovered. So and developed. So they're at the cutting edge of a lot of diabetes research, and so they were just asking the government for more. And I kind of went, and they had all these kids from all over the country and all the provinces petitioning the government to try to get as much funding as possible, and telling their stories of what they have to deal with every day that most kids don't have to deal with. And that's kind of like the main reason I do it, is that when I was a kid, I would have loved to have someone that I knew was either a professional baseball player or an actor, or like someone that in a career that I aspired to be in, that I knew had diabetes, and that kind of was a sign that I could do that too, or anything is possible. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
That's nice though, because you get to give back, and you know what they're going through, so it's
Exactly,
relatable for them and for you as well.
Yeah.
So that's always important.
So I'm going to ask you a couple questions, because I told our Twitter followers that they could send me some questions, and
Okay,
I would
okay.
ask you for them. So, okay. At TV Republic wants to know, how are the fans from Beauty and the Beast different from Life Unexpected?
Well, the fans from Beauty and the Beast are much crazy is a very stigmatic word. So they're awesome. They're I think much more rabid, partly because of the immediate kind of panic that this show might not continue, and it was more, I think, self-fulfilled, that they thought that was going to happen, but we kind of felt good. We got a back 9 pretty quickly after we aired, and so it was like, we don't want this show to be canceled. So they kind of started all these trending events and websites, and so I feel like compared to Life Unexpected, where I think it just Beauty and the Beast spans like such a wider age range, and I think is just the type of show it is, and the action, the supernatural, the romance. I feel like it, and there's a lot more upbeat stuff that goes on. So Life Unexpected is, there was dark, stuff and real stuff that sometimes, weren't like, let me go out and trend this on the internet.
Right.
Lux just got dumped.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Hashtag Lux got dumped. Kate is cheating on Ryan.
Right.
That was like one of my favorite shows, and it was so sad when it got canceled. I was like,
I still talk to those guys. They're awesome.
You still talk to Chris?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Met
He's
him a few
amazing.
times.
Yeah.
All right, so at PenPal02 wants to know when you guys found out about the renewal.
I found out 3 hours before I drove back from Toronto, and I found out just outside of Vegas.
Like, celebrate!
Just outside of Vegas. Like, let's turn around, go back to Vegas for a couple hours, and then go back to LA. Now, it was awesome. I found that at a rest stop on,
Very cool.
on Route 10 or Route 15. Route 15.
Oh gosh.
All right, so go_889 would like to know, how do you think Vincent and Kat's relationship affects JT and Vincent's friendship?
I think in a weird way it's kind of made it stronger, because it's another dimension that in which JT's had to be there for Vincent, and it's opened up JT's world to the possibility of him having a relationship, i.e. with Sarah.
Right.
And so he's kind of been inspired by their love and their connection to find that for himself in this crazy kind of world where they're being hunted by Muirfield and trying to live off the grid for the most part.
So no jealousy there.
No, I'm sure in the beginning it was like, there's a little kind of time jealousy thing where like, you're stealing my time with my best friend, but let's say for 10 years living with another heterosexual man in a warehouse, there's a lot of time that you could do without that person. So, they're still going to be there when you get back, but it's like, that's not such a bad thing.
Yeah. Okay, so my last question at Bettina. Which cast member is attending the CW Upfront this May?
I don't even know if that's like
I can talk about
thing.
it.
I think all of them. I think
Oh,
everyone.
okay.
There's upfronts in LA and New York, so I think the Fab Four may be in New York, and some other people may be in LA.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
You'll have to look out for that one.
Yeah.
I would say, why don't we? Because I know you had
Don't
a big.
stalk the red carpet or the green carpet or
The green.
whatever color it's going to be this year.
I know that you had a big announcement, but why don't we put that into our news and gossips?
Nice.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so you had a big announcement.
Yes, we had a Beastie creativity contest, and I had to write it down because they're all hashtags and
this,
weird,
that.
weird Twitter handles. So we had a creativity contest, and we had done a kind of a U.S. one where you had to take a picture of you watching that episode and make a caption and make it creative and do the hashtag that was trending that night. And so it was a similar thing where the BC international audience had to be as creative as possible, and we were giving out, the first time we gave out an autograph poster, and this time we had extra BATB sweatshirts that people saw in videos and were like, I want a sweatshirt, and so we got our hands on a couple. And so there's 4 main winners of the and I'll announce the rest on Twitter because there'll be like kind of consolation prizes. So I had to do it from one different country. So the first is from Brazil, because the Brazil Beasties aided us in a great way to win the People's Choice Award. So they had to represent, and the video was soccer fans watching Beauty and the Beast, and so Brazil is a big soccer country, and so it was these reactions, how they were reacting to Alex and like Alex and Vincent kissing, and then finally the kiss, and they cheered, and it was just a great kind of simple juxtaposition and showing how your country and Beauty and the Beast kind of connected. And the winner of that is at @die_mog, so @DI_MOG.
Okay.
And her name is Amanda Gurios. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. But okay, so there's a France one who baked and made a pastry with Vincent's scar on it, and with from the Masquerade episode with Kat's eye makeup, and says BATB hashtag, and 2 cups of champagne, 2 flutes of champagne, and the French flag, and that is Aurel underscore BATB. So at AUREL underscore BATB.
All right.
And the third one is from Canada, and it's her name's Leanna or Lena Hodge, and she did "'Twas the Night Before the Finale." She wrote a poem.
Aww.
So that was the creative aspect, and she's from Winnipeg, Canada, and her Twitter handle is at LHODGE99. So those 3 people are getting sweatshirts, and this last one is getting a sweatshirt too. From the U.S., they created Barbie dolls of the cast, and they made a reenactment of the Masquerade where Vincent and Catherine were kissing, did the makeup on the Barbie dolls, and put it in a historic mission in their town in Riverside, California. So her Twitter handle is Joan Vamp Slayer, JoanVampSlayer. And the last kind of thing I want to do is it was South Africa. We had one more. We gave out these consolation prizes that were pillowcases. One says Beauty, one says Beast.
Aww.
And so we had one left, and so I want to give that to these South African beasties that petitioned to get Beauty and the Beast in their country, and they got it on a network in their country with all their efforts, tweeting the network and et cetera and so on. They kind of showed that through a video. And the hashtag, I keep saying hashtag. I'm sorry, hashtag. The handle is at JHB_SA, and the other, it was 2 people, at Gracent1. So at GREYCENT1. And they basically did the video of how to beast out or how to be a beastie.
Wow.
And how to get Beauty and the Beast in your country. So
nice.
Very creative beasties out there. There was a ton of awesome entries that we don't have that many sweatshirts or things to give out, but there's some cool consolation prizes that I'm going to list on my Twitter account that people should check out.
So this is the first time anyone's ever hearing the winners.
That was the announcement.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Where was the drum roll?
I know, Marissa.
Audience.
We got claps. We got claps.
Nice.
That works. That works.
Well, congratulations, everybody who won.
Yes.
Good for you. I'd like a sweatshirt. I'm not that I'm just not that creative. I wish I could be, but I'm not.
No.
No, I'm not.
All right, well, why don't we get into some predictions?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
I know, this is really creepy. This is like the sound I made with the candle. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have made that too.
So I had a picture. Marissa, if you could post the picture. There is a picture. It's not going to be up here, but it's the one where you guys did the Star Wars pose.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is my prediction, and maybe you can confirm or deny. But I noticed, because it says season 2, and Evan's in the picture. Bum, bum, bum. Is that just because he wanted to be a part of the picture, or is maybe he's alive?
No, a beastie did that. Like someone online did
They
that.
photoshopped it?
Yeah, they photoshopped it and
Wow.
made it look like it was drawn. You could do that.
I thought you guys really posed for it.
No, it was
Wow,
totally
it's amazing.
like, and actually Nina's eyes are there. She's like in a stormtrooper or something. But it was a beastie. I wish I knew who it was, but I just kind of stole it. A lot of my page is stolen beastie
From the beasties.
creativities, and I put them on my page. So.
Well, then there goes my prediction.
I love Max, and it would be great to have him back, and obviously it would be up to him and the writers and all that stuff, and what they plan on for the future, and they're kind of in their process of creating what the second season's gonna be right now.
Right.
So maybe he'll be a cyborg.
That would be awesome.
Muirfield agent for good, or a beast for good.
Right.
Like
I'm hoping. I don't know. That's my thoughts.
Retain his science knowledge.
And I just want to say that I called it when we were talking about Gabe being a beast episodes ago. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, I didn't think he was. And so here's my prediction, though.
Okay.
I think he's a beast, but I don't think he's going to be the same as Vincent, because you figure they were testing on him years before they ever tested on Vincent, and there's still issues with Vincent.
So I have some things go wrong.
So there must be, and he has all those pills he takes all the time. So I think he was a pre-Vincent attempt at a beast, and he's looking for Vincent for a way to handle whatever he is, because it seems like he's losing control.
We all kind of commented he was really not attractive.
He's not
when
a cute beast. He's not a cute beast.
No.
And I don't necessarily think Vincent's a cute beast. I think we just like Vincent, so we're like, oh, he's cute.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
If I saw that, I just, he like freaked me out though as a beast. He's freaky, but maybe it's because he's a first generation beast. Maybe they're just a little more intense, a little more green-ish.
I don't know.
He looked green, but I think he's coming. I know I don't have good thoughts about Gabe, but I'm almost thinking that he's not looking for Vincent to hurt him, but to like try and figure out his own self.
Well, I think he's gonna try to find a cure. Maybe they'll try to find a cure together with
JT.
that would be cute.
Yes.
I can't say anything.
Yeah,
whether it's right or wrong,
You could just
listen to it.
What about you?
Actually, Paige took my prediction because that's exactly what I was going to say.
Sorry.
So,
well, we'll see, I guess.
ditto.
I know you have me all nervous for the finale because you keep saying it's a cliffhanger. So
Always. Every episode.
I mean, is there anything you can tease us? Just leave us with.
Well, you see, Gabe, Beast Gabe attacks JT, so.
okay.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Well,
I missed that.
That last moment of the
preview.
like, yeah. So, and when Gabe had that someone above his head about to body slam, that was JT.
Oh.
Are you a wrestler now?
Right.
Oh, funny.
JT's hospital scene, and I'm just kidding. No, I can't really tease too much, you know.
Yeah, that's
It's like you guys are pretty on with your predictions, but I'm not gonna say what.
Okay, don't. I don't like
But
spoilers.
a lot of it comes out next episode, and then you'll see what happens in the finale.
Perfect.
That I don't think anyone could predict.
We're looking forward to that. Well, thank you so much, Austin,
problem.
for
Thank you
coming
guys.
by. We had a blast.
yeah.
And thank you guys for tuning in and watching with us. So until next time, leave us your Twitter handle.
Yes, you can find me, Paige Sullivan, on Twitter and Instagram at Paige Sull.
And you can find me on Twitter at JustAnik and my website, AnikDufour.com.
And I'm Alikona Bradford. You can find me at Kiss My Passport.
And you can find me at Austin Bases. Pretty simple.
Hashtag Austin.
Website, austinbases.com. Facebook, official Austin Bases.
He's
There you
easy.
go.
Yeah,
He's easy.
yeah.
No one has my name.
No.
No. Oh,
Really? Oh, interesting.
Not really.
Oh.
Well, not that I met.
So if your name is Austin Basis,
No.
make sure you tweet at him. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much again for joining in, and have a wonderful night.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.